10 cool facts about motorcycles. Number 10. You can ride a motorcycle without a helmet in some US states. Believe it or not, there are actually 7 US states where riding a motorcycle without a helmet is legal, provided you meet certain requirements. These states are New Hampshire, Iowa, South Dakota, Minnesota, Oregon, California, and Washington. And in some of these states, if you've had your motorcycle endorsement for over 5 years, you can ride without a helmet no matter what your age. In some other states, if you're over a certain age, usually 21, you can also ride without a helmet. But even in states where it's legal to ride a motorcycle without a helmet, it's never a good idea. According to the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration, or the NHTSA, a helmet reduces the risk of head injury by 69% and the risk of dying in a crash by 37%. That's why it's always best to wear a helmet when riding a motorcycle, even if the law doesn't require it. Number 9. The most expensive production motorcycle is almost 11 times the price of a Harley-Davidson. The most expensive production motorcycle in the world is the Confederate Hellraiser, which costs a whopping $184,000. By comparison, the cheapest Harley-Davidson, the Iron 883, costs just $7,000. The Confederate Hellraiser is a hand-built motorcycle that only 250 were made. It features a 130 cubic inch engine that produces 100 horsepower and 120 foot-pounds of torque. Only about 20 of these bikes were made in 2014, and each one was numbered and signed by the craftsman who built it. The bike weighs 382 pounds and has a 6-speed gearbox. Other than the price tag, the only downside of this bike is that it's not street legal. No. A motorcycle can be faster than a car on a racetrack. People often think that motorcycles can't possibly be faster than cars. Because they do. You wouldn't have the same amount of power. However, a motorcycle can easily beat a car on a racetrack. The fastest production motorcycle, the Kawasaki Ninja H2, has a top speed of 249 miles per hour. The fastest production car, the Bugatti Chiron, has a top speed of 261 miles per hour. But when it comes to cornering, the motorcycle has a clear advantage. Because of its smaller size and lighter weight, a motorcycle can take corners much faster than a car. In fact, the fastest motorcycle racer in the world, Giacomo Agostini, has taken corners at speeds of over 186 miles per hour. Number 7. The first modern motorcycle was invented in Germany. The first modern motorcycle was invented in Germany in 1885 by a man named Gottlieb. He called his invention a motorcycle, which is a combination of the words motor and cycle. The first motorcycle looked similar to a bicycle, but it had a motor attached to the front wheel that powered it along. Daimler's invention was the first of many that would come out of Germany during the late 19th century. During this time, Germany became known as the birthplace of the motorcycle. No. 6. A motorcycle can help you save money on gas. If you're looking for a way to save money on gas, then buying a motorcycle might be a good option. Motorcycles are generally much more fuel efficient than cars. For example, the average car gets about 27 miles per gallon, while the average motorcycle gets about 50 miles per gallon. This means that you can travel twice as far on a motorcycle as you can in a car for the same amount of gas. Of course, this is just an average. And there are many factors that can affect fuel economy, such as riding habits and engine size. But generally speaking, motorcycles are much more fuel efficient than cars. No. 5. There are different types of motorcycles. When most people think of a motorcycle, they think of the traditional cruiser bike with 2 wheels, a handlebar, and a seat. However, there are actually 4 different types of motorcycles. Cruisers, sport bikes, adventure bikes, and dual sport bikes. Each type of motorcycle is designed for a different purpose. For example, cruisers are meant to be ridden slowly around town, while sport bikes are meant to be ridden at high speeds on winding roads. Adventure bikes are designed for long-distance riding, while dual sport bikes are meant to be ridden both on and off-road. A motorcycle can be a good investment. If you're looking to make an investment, you might want to consider buying a motorcycle. According to a recent study, motorcycles appreciate in value by an average of 9.6% per year. This means that your investment could be worth a lot more money in just a few years. Of course, Not all motorcycles appreciate in value at the same rate. Some models that are considered to be collector's items can appreciate by much more than 9.6% per year. For example, a 1953 Vincent Black Shadow motorcycle recently sold at auction for $92,000, which was 17 times the price of what it originally sold for. No. 3. The oldest working motorcycle is still in operation. The oldest working motorcycle in the world is a 1903 model. That currently owned by the Smithsonian Institution. The motorcycle is a 1903 Indian, which was one of the first mass-produced motorcycles ever made. The motorcycle is currently displayed at the Smithsonian's National Museum of American History in Washington. Day. T. Nomadu. The quietest motorcycle can't be heard at all. The quietest production motorcycle in the world is the Zero FX, which produces just 38 decibels of sound. To put this into perspective, a vacuum cleaner produces about 80 decibels of sound. This means that the Zero FXZ is nearly 40 decibels quieter than a vacuum cleaner. No one. The most common motorcycle accident is the single vehicle crash. If you're going to ride a motorcycle, it's important to know the most common type of accident so you can avoid it. The most common type of motorcycle accident is the single vehicle crash. These types of crashes account for about 40% of all motorcycle accidents. They typically happen when a rider loses control of their bike and crashes. Often this happens because the rider is going too fast for the conditions, or they hit a patch of gravel or oil. Other times, single vehicle crashes happen because of mechanical failure. So, it's important to always have your bike well maintained. If you like this video, please share 4 more videos like this. Thanks for watching.